evening. Welcome to the February 18th meeting of Bedford City Council. If you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Here.
Spinks? Here. Salvi?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Hansberry?
Here.
Longino?
Here. Council, you have the minutes of the work session of February 3rd, 2025. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Fluharty, seconded by Spinks? Call the roll, please.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
No.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Hansberry?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of February 3rd, 2025. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Longino, second by Smith? Call the roll, please.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
No.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Hansberry?
Yes.
Now we have a pretty full agenda and a pretty full house. First, I want to thank everybody for coming out on such a wonderful night as this. I think it's a testament to the people we're going to be talking about here in a minute, why you're all here, and we certainly appreciate it. First, I think we'll hire some new guys. It's always a good thing. Got a lot of names here. I sure hope I get them right. Luke Uramek. Please come forward. How you doing? How are you? Good, good. Let's do the oath. Good. Raise your hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Luke Uramek,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the United States
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and the charter and laws of the city of Bedford,
and the charter and laws of the city of Bedford,
and faithfully,
and faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the position of firefighter paramedic
of the position of firefighter paramedic
for the city of Bedford, Ohio.
for the city of Bedford, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. First, we'll have your badge pinning, and you have somebody here to do that for you?
I do, my girlfriend.
Okay. Stand down. Ouch. If you'd like to introduce who you brought with you, and you've got a couple words to say.
My dad, my sisters, and my two brother-in-laws. Grateful for the position to be here. I thank you guys for the opportunity.
Welcome you aboard. I'd like to see some big guys up here too. Because we all have our roles. And thank you, and then we'll call up Anthony. Then I'll letters, it gets messed
Yeah.
up. So,
I'm still trying to figure out how to spell it, actually.
well, let's get on with this.
All right.
I
I, Anthony Unitas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford, Ohio,
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford, Ohio,
and faithfully, honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge my duties
of the position of firefighter/paramedic
for the position of firefighter/paramedic
of the City of Bedford, Ohio.
for the City of Bedford, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have someone to pin that on for you?
Yeah, I get my wife back here. I was gonna have my son do it, but he didn't want to come up either, so.
All right, good job. Would you like to introduce your family and
Yeah,
friends?
Anthony, 38. I got my mom, dad, my 3 kids back there, my brother, sister, mother-in-law, and my wife. Just really excited for this opportunity. You know, it was a much-needed change for us, and we're excited to call Bedford our home.
Good. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think your son's most excited,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Good. Think I can handle this one. Break force. Let's get on with it.
I, Drake Force,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford,
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford,
and faithfully,
faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the position
discharge the duties of the position
firefighter/paramedic
firefighter/paramedic
for the City of Bedford, Ohio.
for the City of Bedford, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Brian, what number are we up to?
We were at 81.
81. That's interesting, because my badge number was 18. Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, I got my girlfriend Holly.
Okay. Do your
Yeah,
introduction.
I got my parents, aunt and uncles, bunch of friends,
Raise your
and
hand.
all my guys from Russell supported me here. So I look forward to starting and working for Bedford.
Okay,
Thank you
great.
very much.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
Over here. Yeah. We'll do that, that's a good idea. We have a recognition ceremony tonight. It's not really a celebration, but it's a recognition of the job that our safety forces do day in and day out, every day of the year. Particular fire that we want to mention was, what's the date of that? October 31st. And let me just read one of these to start with. Bedford City Council and the administration wish to commend all these people for their actions and professionalism We laud the Bedford Fire Department and their overall cooperative efforts to assist at the house fire at 59 Forbes Road on October 31st, 2024. And we recognize and congratulate all these individuals for what they did. The important thing is not just what happened to that fire, but it's a testament to the working relationship we have with all the departments in the surrounding areas and how well they work together. Because we're also going to recognize Maple Heights firefighters from next door. On the cooperation and the training, and these guys train together a lot and know each other really well. And when it comes to these situations where they did have a rescue, they successfully rescued the male from there that was in critical condition, who is now alive and well due to their efforts. And but like I say, it's important with what they do day in, day out, work together. And we don't have to guess, when I say we, I'm talking about our Bedford guys, don't have to guess, what are these Maple guys gonna do? They know what they're gonna do because they train together and work together day in, and it's gone on forever like that. Back in the day when I was there, we worked together with all the surrounding departments, which is real important because not one city can hire enough people to cover every situation. And that's where our mutual aid and working together comes in and is most important. And it's just a recognition to do this. So let me call up from the police department, because we also work well with our police and fire and our safety forces. And all of you out there should be very proud of these individuals for the work they do day in, day out. Patrolman Brandon Thompson. Patrolwoman Savannah Selden. Patrolman Waddell White. Sergeant Dave Kempsky. He couldn't be here tonight, but we include him with this. And we will be giving you guys all these certificates later on, just because it's such a big thing and a lot of people here. Again, thank you for the cooperation and the work that goes in. And we have a couple of, are you still rookies yet, or close? That we're in. Then we got some old timers that do the job well. Chief, would you like to?
Yes, if you're done, I just a few words. In lieu of the proclamations given on behalf of the city, first I want to say thank you to City Council, City Administration for taking this opportunity to acknowledge what these officers and firefighters did that night. It was extremely tough, and that is not one that any of us ever want to go on. Adding to that, you know, police officers, we train, we're equipped for a lot of things, but fire is not one of them. And these three, in the face of a fire with people inside, took it upon themselves and went to the door to go in and try to rescue people without any fire apparatus, putting themselves in danger in an attempt to try to save others. And for that, I truly commend their bravery and their actions that night. In recognition and along with those letters of appreciation they received, the Bedford Police Department Awards Committee and Department have elected to present these 3 officers with what we call the meritorious medal, meritorious pin. And so I'm going to give these one to each of them. They'll be adorned on their dress uniforms. And then I'll give you a brief explanation of what that is, and I'll get it out of everybody's hair. So, just so everybody understands, the meritorious service pins, it's by definitions are awarded for highly unusual accomplishments under adverse conditions with some degree of hazard to life and limb to the nominee, or to where death or injury to a third party is presented. And that there were multiple people involved in that fire, and while there was an outcome that none of us wanted, their efforts did save somebody and assist the fire department in doing so. So if you would please join me in just one final round of applause for
Maple Heights Fire Department. Chief, if you would like to introduce the guys.
I'm Captain Rick Tech.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. This is firefighter 4, firefighter Clay Bohovic, and firefighter Nico Conforte. We were the first of the Maple engines to arrive, and they were the ones that encountered the adult male that we actually physically removed from the building. Firefighter Ford found him, and firefighter Ford and Nico Conforte actually carried him from the building, and were the first to render aid until an ambulance could take him to the hospital.
We want to thank you again. And now we'll call up the fire department. Chief Brian Harding. Lieutenant Dave Moore. Lieutenant Ryan Turk. Firefighter Pat Goody. Firefighter Vic D. Pasquale. Firefighter Kevin Message. Firefighter Pat Bellata. He's not here tonight. And firefighter Bianca Inman. Again, just to see these guys together, and ladies, is important, and it reflects on what happens on a day-to-day basis on working together. And congratulations to all of you, the work you did that night under very trying circumstances. Chief, is there something like to add?
Just again, the selfless acts of the police department greatly aided in the department's getting in there and successfully rescuing somebody out of that building. Again, difficult circumstances for everybody on scene. The training, the work, the years of this over and over, came through that night, and we're proud of working with our neighboring communities, Maple Heights, and our police family, and good job to everybody.
No, like I said, and this is something they do every day, not this particular thing, but work together and train together and get along together. And it's just so important for all of our cities to be safe. And again, I want to say to all of you, congratulations and thank you for being there day in and day out. And with that, we'll give a 5-minute recess because I know everybody's going to want to. You're all welcome to stay. Our meetings are really exciting. Fun-filled. How are you doing?
Chief, save me a piece of cake. Chief, save me a piece of cake.
Chief, save me a simple bourbon.
I told him. I usually come in and wait.
Is it something you said?
I'll thank you too. See you. Oh, boy, I gotta go the other way. I can't go out this way.
Did you say you were thirsty talking to me? We got a bed going. Damn thing, that bed. It'll quench my thirst later. Heineken's, here we come.
Jumped at that. You should have jumped at that. What did you do today?
Yeah, I was going to say, trying to get Chiefs. He's just a shook flashing lights. technically they should be open. I think they'll get the hint.
Trying. Yeah, I know. Police can take off that way. They're going.
All right, should we get back to work here? Now let's get on with our unfinished business, ordinance number 3-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Barnes Roofing, Inc. for the replacement of the roof over the gymnasium at the Ellenwood Recreation Center and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Gino, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Got a little hit on myself there, didn't I?
That's okay.
Before we get into reports, I want to make one correction on, last meeting, I said we were going to have a town hall meeting regarding the hospital property on the March 11th. Due to conflict over at Ellenwood, it's rescheduled now for March 18th, Tuesday night at Ellenwood at 6:30. March 18th, 6:30, Ellenwood. Mr. Malice.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items. Mayor, definitely at the first one, Town Hall. Again, please, all that are able to attend would be great. We could talk about, obviously, the developments with the hospital site here in Bedford. Also wanted to just share a few other items. One, we did perform, our police department performed a citywide inspection of all of our streetlights. We've identified those that are inoperable. All of those have been submitted to First Energy, and we are working with them to try to expedite those getting fixed, especially some of them that were remaining from our last inspection. Want to take a minute and touch on, as we did at the last meeting, I want to commend our water department, but also due to their efforts in dealing with all of our water main breaks. We've had a lot. Over the last 3 weeks, we're approaching 15. There were 2 breaks today, one on Wandle and one on Columbus, and we're working to get those addressed. I also want to touch on our Greencroft Culvert project. That project is moving along. We did identify a significant amount of sewer that is damaged and going to need to be replaced, and we're working to secure cost estimates on those as we speak. As far as the weather, I know I touched on a little bit with the effects that it has on our water mains, but we are also dealing with a low salt supply, like many communities. We are part of the political subdivision consortium that we work with, ODOT, and we bid that, the amount out, and we secure a very reasonable cost per ton. We are required, and it's a guessing game. You know, we have to guess how much we're going to utilize every year. And normally we're pretty close to that. A requirement is we have to purchase 90% of that estimated number we provide, with the ability to go up to 115%. We have exhausted the full 115%. We are working diligently to obtain and acquire more salt, and I believe we'll be successful in doing so. And we expect to take delivery of an additional 300 tons. Now, 300 tons will only get you a couple of different, snow events, 2 passes, two salt runs citywide. So we are being conservative with the use of that salt. We will wait till any snowfall recedes before we start applying salt. We'll strictly focus on clearing the roadways, and at which time that snowfall does recede, we'll then focus on salting our mains, our secondaries, our intersections, our hills, and some of those locations. We will still look to acquire additional salt, and hopefully our winter ends sooner than later. And lastly, I just want to mention, if everyone gets a chance, and I'll refer to it as the Code Red system. If you recall, a number of years ago, we used to have an emergency alert system. We would send out communications, not always for emergency-related purposes, but maybe announcing town hall meetings or ward meetings, and that was referred to as Code Red. That system, the new system that the county has released, is called Ready Cuyahoga County Notify. It's a much more updated public alert system. We can narrow down the area of which we send alerts, so we can merely send it to one ward, one street. There's also benefits that you can receive weather information from the National Weather Service alerts. You can receive emergency management alerts from Cuyahoga County. The one thing I will say is you have to register. And even if you were registered on the old system, you have to re-register on this system. If you visit the city's website, visit our social media outlets, there's information on there outlining this new Ready Notify public alert system. There's actually even a QR code that you can scan. It'll take you right to the page that you can register. So if you're interested, please get on that and start receiving updates as needed. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Montello, obviously not here tonight. Alan.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one quick announcement. I just wanted to let everybody know Civil Service Commission is administering a test for firefighter paramedic through National Testing Network, and the application deadline for that is February 28th. So if you're interested in working for the City of Bedford Fire Department, go ahead and apply if we let someone else know if they would like to.
Okay. Council, Mr. Longino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Glad I get to congratulate everybody, because normally I go after everybody when we swear somebody in, so I'm repeating the same thing. So I want to start off by congratulating our new firefighters, and also the awards that were presented for their extremely brave. It's just a day of work, I'm sure, for them, and I'm sure that's the way they looked at it. That's just what they do. That's what we're supposed to do. So they just did what they were supposed to do. So I definitely want to commend them. And I definitely got to say something about Drake Force. I thought I had a cool name. That's a cool name. Drake Force. I thought it was a misprint or something, but that's his name, though. So that's a cool name. So I like that. So I definitely want to go on record and say what a cool name that was. Is, I should say. So I want to talk about garbage cans. I ride down the street. First of all, council people do not give tickets for, I know in the past there was a rumor going around that we give tickets for garbage cans. We don't give tickets for garbage cans, but people, please put your garbage cans. I rode past a couple houses, and I know they had been out since the following garbage day. So put your garbage can. I know it's cold out there, but go ahead and do that. I talked to Omar, one of the owners of the former Get-Go, and he told me about the fact that it would be opening. They're shooting for the end of April. End of April, what they're shooting for, it's going to be a Sunoco. The gas will be a Sunoco. It'll be called Neighborhood Convenience, Neighborhood Ice Cream, Neighborhood Wash. So he told me that, you know, he's gonna have me in there once they get more things taken care of inside, but I definitely wanted to get with him and find out, you know, what the status was, but that's the good news he gave me. So his father, Yusef, and that's Omar, I said they have other places around the area, but, and he also thanked me about it, you know, dealing with because they have other gas stations in other parts, and he said sometimes dealing with other city council and other city managers can be pretty rough, but he did say, you know, what a pleasure it was dealing with us and Mr. Malice as well, so. But that's it, now yield my time.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks?
Good evening. I just kind of relate what Tony says. Congratulations to our 3 new firefighters. It's always cool to see new hires. And it's good to see one of the officers that did a heroic act has only been on our force for 8 months. So that's pretty amazing. You can just see the camaraderie between those, and congratulations to Maple. Those guys have a brotherhood that's very tight. Even though they're in different cities, they work well together and they pitch in and help out. Today, 3 years ago today, Bedford lost one of my buddies, one of my mentors. A lot of our buddies up here. 3 years ago today, Councilwoman Paula Misak. There's just so much that she did, and the encouragement to the very end. And Frank, I know she is looking down and smiling, that her last breath was, make sure you promise me that y'all gonna get somebody to replace me. And I said, for one thing, we can't replace you, Paula. And I know she'd be real proud of you, Frank, of what you done. You had big shoes to fill, and she would make me laugh. She would make me cry. She definitely was very strong, very sweet, and she was a ball buster. And just our goes out to the family today. Her daughter posted a real nice tribute to her this morning, and she definitely left a huge mark on this earth before she left. So miss you, Paula, and thank you for all your advice you gave me. Broadway Diner is still needing servers. They're still needing servers. They would like to have somebody that would like to work 3 or 4 days a week. I wish I needed another job. I'd eat there just because the food's so good. But if you get a chance, or if you know someone that needs a pretty decent job, please send them Yanni's way at Broadway Diner to help him out. Food is good, and good to see that business back open. It was closed for a long time. Mike touched on the water rate. Yeah, this morning on Wandle, one of the residents said it looked like there was ice sculptures in the middle of the street, and it happened to be in front of our former Mayor Dan Posek's house, and it was like, but kudos to our guys that they get out there. It was so cold this morning, and Wandle, this is the second water main break on Wandle. The other one was further down near Grand. It was very slippery, so with this cold water, those guys just do kudos to them. I know it's their job, but they go beyond. There was one also water rate break over on Greencroft on Friday, and a couple of residents called and they didn't have water. It was cold, and again those guys jumped in, and the guys on doing the culvert were not out there today because it's so cold. Of course, Monday, but they're moving along. They're getting that project done. Also, let's see, Bedford Historical Society, get your tickets for the Tim Taylor for the roast. It's March 29th. Those tickets are going fast. So if you have not got your tickets, you can get them online. Good news today, 429 Center Road has been vacant. It's on the corner of Center and Natalie, and that home has been vacant for probably about 15 years. We've had people break into it, and it has now been purchased by the landlord, and they're gonna rehab it. I'm so excited about that. I am glad that it's been an eyesore for a long time, and the city's had to maintain the yard and everything, so, end of report.
Thank you. Mr. Salvi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening. New firefighters, congratulations today to Luke, Anthony, and Drake, and you're swearing in as Bedford's newest firefighters. My brother retired from the Bedford Fire Department, and if he didn't have to retire due to age, he would probably still be with the department. Police and fire certificates of appreciation recipients. Congratulations to the numerous police and firefighters who received certificates of appreciation today. They were well deserved. Corporal Toriano Houston, I would like to welcome Ward 2 resident and Marine Corporal Toriano Houston back home to his McKinley Street address after 9 months deployment in the Mediterranean Sea. Corporal Houston enlisted in the Marines after graduating high school in 2021. He is stationed at Camp Lejeune and plans on pursuing a career in law enforcement after leaving the military. Perhaps the Bedford Police Department is in this young man's future. Bedford Hospital, University Hospital property meeting. The special Q&A public meeting to discuss the future of the former Bedford Hospital UH property has been changed to March 18th. The meeting will take place at the city's Ellenwood Recreation Center. Senior volunteer crew. I've had a few seniors in Ward 2 ask me about community volunteering opportunities. The Parks and Recreation Department is looking for senior volunteers to help out with a number of fun family events and projects they have planned this year. For more information, please call Sarah at 440-735-6570 at the Ellenwood Recreation Center. Board of Revision Formal Tax Complaint Workshops. Tomorrow, Wednesday, February 19th, there will be a tax complaint workshop at the Beechwood Public Library, 25501 Shaker Boulevard. The workshop will cover the complaint process, how to file a valuation complaint, and prepare you for your hearing. The Beechwood workshop is the closest workshop location for Bedford residents. There are 2 more workshops, one on March 5th at the Parma Powers Library and March 19th at the Strongsville Library. Bay Market property. Mike, thanks for answering my questions at this council meeting regarding progress at the Bay Market property. You mentioned that the property was to be inspected again February 6th, and you would check with the building department if the new owners had submitted the required plans and pulled the appropriate permits. Would you please advise Ward 2 residents what the findings of that inspection were, and if the owner submitted plans and obtained necessary permits?
Yes, we did actually. The new owner has been very responsive to the communication of recent from the building department. In fact, they actually came into City Hall at the end of last week and spoke with the clerks, went over the processes of some of the things that they still need to work on their notice that they received. I believe part of those, a number of those exterior items are going to be weather sensitive. They have some asphalt, some concrete work, as well as working with an engineer on some repairs to a retaining wall in the rear of the property. So they're taking steps to address that. So we're definitely, they have been very, very responsive thus far in working with the building department.
Thank you. Ordinance number 015-25, assessments for delinquent Bedford water bills. Approximately 6 of the delinquent properties are in Ward 2. Mike, is it accurate to say many of the delinquent properties are real estate investor landlords? And if so, do you know how many of those landlords are Ohio-based but outside of Cuyahoga County or out-of-state foreign individuals or corporations?
I would have to go through that assessment list, but I would, giving an answer right now, I would bet the majority of them are not. The majority of them are actual residents in town.
Thank you.
I can get that breakdown though for you if you'd like and share that.
Thank you. 851 Wellman Street. I noticed that 851 Wellman, a property that has been of concern of neighbors for at least 2 years, is allegedly in water sewer arrears for over $850. I believe the current owner is a Ford Corporation located in New York and perhaps a subsidiary of a Canadian company. John isn't here tonight, but I was going to ask him if he had reviewed my email that I sent a couple of weeks back regarding 851 Wellman's owner and my research concerning its compliance with Ohio law. Mike, have you had any conversations with John about that?
He has not briefed me on that, but I can talk with him tomorrow and I'll have him follow up with you.
Thank you. Taft Park, since the last council meeting, I asked the Bedford Police Department to check on after-hours activity at Taft Park twice. Also this past week, I made a personal inquiry to a foundation requesting information on the availability of grant money to cover the renovation cost to reopen the 1970s era Taft Park ice rink. My goal as someone who has used the ice rink in the past is to gain city and council support and have it available for use again by neighborhood children and adults by next winter season. Lastly, hearing of citizens. During the February 3rd council meeting, one of my opponents, who I beat in the last council election, spoke during the hearing of citizens. His words brought one woman to tears, made at least one jaw drop, and shocked others. I will not in turn insult and malign this former opponent. I believe his own words tell you who he is. I also believe his speech was legally defamatory, was intended to harm, and I shall seek justice accordingly. Thank you. End of report.
Mr. Fluharty.
I also want to congratulate 3 new firemen and the rest of the other ones that received their other awards for bravery towards that fire on Forbes Road. Speaking of that fire, Mike, what are we doing with that house? Is there any progress on that? It's got to get knocked down, doesn't it?
Well, we don't have any progress at this time. We're letting it go through the owner's insurance. Obviously, there's going to be some information that comes back, but it's going to have to be removed.
Okay. I also want to, rest in peace, Paula. I miss Paula a lot too. It's her 3rd anniversary since she's passed away, 3rd year, which is hard to believe it's been that long already. But I miss her handing me candy and tucking my tie underneath my shirt and all that little stuff that she used to do as a mother. But she was a special lady, so we all miss her. Let's see here. That's it, end of report.
Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to just reflect on Paula. I wouldn't be sitting in this seat if it wasn't for Paula. I can remember the day that she came to my house and asked me if I'd be interested, and I told her no. I didn't want to get into it, and so still can't laugh at me and walk down. So a couple of days later, I get a call from the mayor. Mayor, is this Frank? Yes, Frank. Paula told me to call you because she wants you to take her position on council. I don't know about that, man. I told her no. see her now, still laughing at me. Like, see there, I told you, you know, but great lady. She used to come by my house all the time, and right up and down the street. Anytime she see me outside, she would stop, start talking to me, and I'd look around. It's an hour. We was standing outside talking, so I greatly miss her. I didn't realize that time had passed, 3 years. But once again, Paula, thank you. You directed me to this seat, and now I'm sitting here. And I must say, thank you again. Congratulations to our 3 new firefighters. Congratulations to the firefighters and police that responded to that fire on Forbes Road. As everyone knows, I'm a great big backer of our city employees. All I'd like to say to them is, once again, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. Regardless of what anybody say, you are the best in the county, or I'm going to say best in the world that I've seen, firefighters, police. Also, I'd like to say thanks to the Maple Heights Police, Maple Heights Fire. As was said, they work hand in hand, and that's a great thing when firefighters in the community work together, train together. That's the most important thing. When you train together, you know what this man is going to do on this side of you, what this man is going to do on this side, front and back. These people have your back, have the front. So thank you, Maple Heights Police. On April 10th, the 4 cities that is involved with the school consortium will be having a job fair for our children at the high school. We did it last year, and it was somewhat of a success. But this year we're going to try to make it bigger. So I would ask that if you know of any employers that's looking for some workers in Sandy, I would make sure that I invite the owners of the cafe to come and get some applications so they could get some people. So that's going to be a big thing. And we decided to take the job fair to our children at the high school instead of having, last year we said, we can do Ellenwood, but how would they get there? We would lose so many people from high school to Ellenwood, so we decided to do the Ellenwood again. The superintendent has agreed to let us do it again this year. So once again, if you know anybody, any employer that would like to participate, the children will be there. I learned something last year where and I probably would be working for the Cleveland Public Library if I had known this years ago. At 14 and 15 years old, you can work for the Cleveland Public Library and actually start a retirement fund at 14 or 15 years old. So at that time, if I started, I'd have 2 retirements by now. Collecting money from everywhere, and probably started my own business and retired again. So it's always a good thing to have that, have someone to come and let you know what's out there. And I hope all the children of Bedford, Balton Hills, Oakwood, Bedford Heights attends this and gets something out of it in the report.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. Voice is still bad, so I'm going to make it brief. Congratulations to our newly sworn in firefighter paramedics. I'm not going to go over the names, but Drake Force, how great is that? This guy could have been a baseball player, a bull rider, a NASCAR driver, but he chose to be a firefighter, and I think we're all glad that he's here. So congratulations to all 3, but Drake, I like this guy. The commendations for our firefighters and police officers and Maple Heights firefighters, they do a hell of a job, and like somebody else alluded to, this is what they do. Thankfully, they don't do what they did that night every day, because that's anyway. Thank you to them, and that's all I have. End of report.
Thank you. Mike, when I stopped over on Wandle today to see the guys working over there on the water line, and one of them stated that since MLK Day, there's been 17 water breaks. I can never remember a time we had that many in that short of a span, and we're not done yet, unfortunately.
It's been a tough winter.
You know, and when I stopped there, not one of them complained, we're out here in the weather, they did their job. And commend them for just, our employees do what they have to do, whether they're in the sewers, the police, fire, in the city hall here, they do their jobs day in and day out, and that's probably the biggest testament. And I don't hear a lot of complaining from anybody, which is good. I want to commend all our employees. Okay, let's finish up our new business here. Ordinance number 15-25.
An ordinance to levy assessments for delinquent water bills in the city of Bedford, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Asbury. You want that, Jen? Yeah.
Sure, Mayor, thank you. So this is for delinquent water bills that have not been paid for over 60 days. Once that happens, the names or the addresses get sent over to the finance department and we get them prepared for council to approve to be certified to their tax bills, on their tax bills. And I just wanted to make a note that 70% of those that are getting, or would potentially get assessed are individuals, and then they still have another 30 days to pay before it actually gets assessed.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 16-25.
An ordinance authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council, NOPEC, 2025 Energized Community Grant.
I have a motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Salvi. Call the, Mike.
Thank you, Mayor. This is, we are awarded annually a grant through NOPEC. This year's award is just under $32,000. These funds have to be used for various energy improvements. We do have the ability to escrow the funds for up to 24 months if we want to accumulate to perform a larger project. Currently, the administration is looking at some energy improvements and will bring recommendations to council prior to moving forward with that. This is merely to accept the grant award.
Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Stryker Medical Devices for the purchase of 2 powered chair stairs for the fire department and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Longino, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Salvi. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. As stated in the legislation, this is for the purchase of 2 powered stair chairs for the fire department. These will be purchased through a grant, 100% from the Bureau of Workers' Compensation, and that is a safety grant. These 2 pieces of equipment will assist in the safe transport of EMS patients, but also provide safety to the staff to prevent injuries to the back and lower legs.
Call the roll, please.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 18-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a purchase agreement with Masetta Holdings LLC for the purchase of real property located at 15 North Park Street in Bedford, Ohio, permanent parcel 812-13060, and declaring an emergency.
I believe it's our wish to put that on first reading. Can I have a motion for such? By Spink, second by Fluharty. Quick summary, or just to buy some property?
Yep, it's for the city to acquire the property located on North Park that is property that's approximately 104 years old, and we believe it would benefit in maintaining the integrity of the commons and the square and provide an anchor to the historic district, combining with the improvements that the city is making to the commons later this year.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 19-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Valley Truck Centers for the purchase of one 2025 Ford F-250 cab and chassis with a reading classic service body for the water department and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Yeah, with all these water breaks, they're gonna go through this equipment. They're gonna need this.
This is a truck that we budgeted for for the 2025 budget. Valley Ford is a member of Sourcewell State Purchasing Price and have provided the associated contract number to the city. This vehicle is going to be replacing a vehicle in the service department. We're actually going to be transferring that piece of equipment over to the service department for reuse, and it's going to be replacing a 26 3/4 ton Chevy that will be retired. So a 19-year-old pickup truck.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 20-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Northeast Ohio Trenching Service, Inc. for the Bedford Commons Expansion Project and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the Bedford Commons Expansion Project that has been discussed over the last few years, following public meeting last year with amendments to the project. City did go out, advertise for bids. Those bids were opened on February 7th. We received 2 bids, Northeast Ohio Trenching Service, Inc., as well as Gilbane Building Company. Northeast Ohio was the lower of the 2. Following recommendations and review with our engineers, service department, Parks and Recreation, the administration is recommending contracting with Northeast Ohio Trenching Service to complete this project in 2025.
Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 21-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Montrose Ford to purchase 2 2025 Ford Interceptors and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Longino, second by Asbury. Mike?
This is for, as the ordinance states, the purchase of 2 new police cruisers for the police department. These are being purchased through the state purchasing price. as well as they were budgeted for in 2025. The city budgeted for 2 new cruisers, and this will be the 2.
Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-25.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Fallsway Equipment, Inc. to outfit the 2 2025 Ford Interceptors and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Smith, second by Longino. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Salvi. Mike?
This legislation will be to fully equip, outfit, as well as install the decals on the new police cruisers that we had just previously, that was approved by City Council. It's the administration's recommendation to contract with Fallsway, who will be the most responsive company to have these vehicles turned over as quickly as possible and to get them into service.
Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
And finally,
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Buckeye Pumps for the repairs of the pumps at the wastewater treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
a motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Mike?
Mayor, the influent pumping system at the plant is vital. It has to operate 24/7 to make sure that we meet our NPDES permit requirements. The one pipe has been failing. Our recommendation is to make repairs to the necessary pump. Replacement costs would be significant due to future construction. The city acquired 2 separate quotes for this work. Buckeye Pumps was the lower of the 2 quotes, and we believe the most responsive, and administration's recommendation is to contract with them to perform the work.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.
And now we come to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Diane Dorco, 22800 Rockside Road. And I'd first like to thank the policemen for monitoring Bedford Rockside Road. I've seen a few policemen there a couple times in the last couple of weeks, which makes me happy. The marijuana store's still there, so I think we need a light. And then I was concerned about the salt. You did mention the salt, because this weekend was really bad. Monday morning, I traveled down Rockside all the way up to Maple. Maple was salted, Bedford Heights was salted, and Bedford wasn't. And of course, you did explain because of the salt. Now, do you get, is that brine and salt, or you don't use brine at all?
We don't use brine, that's just salt.
It's
That's
salt.
just salt, yes. I will say that we did make an inquiry last week to ODOT to inquire about the possibility of seeing if the state will assist in our 2 state routes, Northfield Road as well as Broadway. We have not received a response from them as far as confirming nor denying. But we were successful today in getting a commitment from our current supplier that they will provide an additional 300 tons. So we're expecting delivery hopefully within a week. We did take a small delivery today, so we will be good over the next couple of, hopefully we don't have more than, but we'll continue to keep working to acquire. We're just going to be conservative with the use of that.
Does the salt work below temperatures like the brine, or I hadn't really thought. Be most cities have brine, or do they have the salt? Or is it the better, like?
That I'm not sure, I
You're not
can't
sure?
comment on. I don't think there's that many that
Is brine more
apply the
expensive?
brine, but I can't, I don't know 100%, so it wouldn't be right for me to give a
Okay,
statement
just
on
wondered.
that. We've never utilized it here.
We never use brine here. Okay, keep the police coming down Rockside, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Evening, my name's Howard Orlov, I reside in the homeowner of 819 High Street. I've been there, it'll be 10 years in this coming April. I've had problems on and off with my next door neighbor at 813 High Street. I have gone to the building department again last year, come springtime, and started filing complaints with them in regards to damage to my lawn, vehicles on the side of their house parked in the grass, vehicles in the driveway that have no license plates or tags on them. We also had a stack of tires out there and 2 water heaters, as Poppy has practiced plumbing in the past. We got some of it cleaned up. The tires and the hot water tanks were probably put in the garage. I do not know for certain. The cars, one of which has been involved in crimes in this city, are still sitting in the driveway without tags. We just had 2 new used cars delivered as of 2 weeks ago to this address, both of which do not have legit tags on them. And again, I have another car on the side of the house. My fiance and I have put up a fence for the privacy of our dog, but also for our privacy. And we have none. I have 5 cars out in front. I have a large library, commercial vehicle, how the big trucks that go from library to library. I have one of those that was set up to be a food truck, which it never will be. It is now filled with all kinds of garbage. I believe Steve has provided photos to someone. I got another junk commercial full-size van in front of that. I got another one inside the brick garage, which the door does not open, the door does not close. My yard is being infested with not mice, but the other little chipmunks. And they get in my garden, they're driving my dog crazy. I have called the police many times in regards to dogs barking over there, music in the middle of the night in the driveway. We've been shooting off guns all times. My neighbors will verify that if they ever come up. We have not called on that for obvious reasons. But I'm fed up with myself when my tire is on my tree lawn by this much and I get written tickets twice since I've been there. And I have all these infractions next door. If I were to try and sell my property, excuse my French, who the hell would want to buy it with this junkyard next door? I try and maintain a clean property, take care of my property. I try and be respectful of my neighbors. And I'm very frustrated with the response I get out of the city in regards to my complaints with this property. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mayor, if it's okay, Mike, can you because this property, I believe, has been cited, because I've been working with Howard for a number of months on this, so I go by that property often to see it's actually gotten worse instead of better.
Yeah, there is updated orders on that property. I don't have them in front of me. I will, if you leave your phone number after the meeting, I'll be more than happy to call you tomorrow. I know building was out there, they got some compliance on a few of the items, but then the items remain. You talk about like the large box truck, I refer to it as box truck.
Yeah, it's a box truck.
Right.
I also have a wood
So-
pallet laying against my fence. I got a vending machine out there.
So
There were two, one of them got sold.
So there are, building did go back out there and wrote up orders. I will get them updated on as far as compliance date, or if they've since had to report to Bedford Municipal Court.
Right.
Once it gets into Bedford Municipal Court, the court deals with the outcome on that. We don't have, I don't wanna say we don't, because our inspector attends those, court dates. Usually we have photos, but at that point we try to work with the court to remediate those issues. But if you leave your phone number, I'll check the orders first thing in the morning, and I'll give you a call and let you know what we're trying to work to get addressed.
Okay, I appreciate that.
For sure.
Anyone else? Seeing none, a motion for adjournment by Longino, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Longino.
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Salvi.
Yes.
Fluharty.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Asbury.
Yes.